warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today and joining this online session. My name is Dwi Rotiastuti from Universitas Indraprasta PGRI, and I'm submitting this online session task for the Academic Speaking for Scientific Purposes lecture. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to present on a topic that is close to the heart of every language educator and learner. It is called Why Learn English, the motivating EFL learners and discuss about the strategies to keep the students engaged. As we all know, learning English is not just about mastering grammar and expanding our vocabulary competence, right? It's about opening the doors to knowledge, to the global communication, and to personal professional growth. But as educators, one of our greatest challenge is, keeping our students consistently motivated, especially in EFL, the English as a foreign language, settings where exposure to the language may be limited. So today, I invite you to explore with me some insightful experiences, the strategies, and also the practical approaches to help the EFL learners not only stay engaged in the learning process, but also find the real purpose and excitement in their English journey. Let's start. Okay, so we all know that English is more than just a subject. It is a bridge to global communication, the new opportunities, and diverse culture. So let's be honest, dear audience. For many English as a foreign language learners, the journey can feel tough, right? The students might lose their initial spark due to challenges like difficulty, fear of making mistakes, or simply not seeing why it matters to them personally. So today we are here to talk about reigniting the spark. We will explore the practical strategies to keep EFL learners not just learning but truly engaged and excited about English. Our goal here is to inform you about these approaches and also to persuade everyone, including the students, the teachers, and also the parents, that sustained motivation is absolutely possible. Okay. For the next slide, I want you to have, the quick definition, the quick recap, what we mean by motivation. It's like the inner drive that pushes us to start and keep going towards a goal. In learning, we often talk about two types. The first one is the intrinsic, and then the second one is the extrinsic. The intrinsic comes from the internal joy and curiosity, and if we talk about the extrinsic, driven by the external rewards, like having grades or probably the job prospects. For EFL, I think the motivation isn't just a nice to have. It's like a fundamental. It's like the fondasi. It directly impacts how much the students learn, how persistent they are faced with the challenges, and whether they actually enjoy the process. So ultimately, our key takeaway here is we need to inspire the learners, not just deliver the information, but let's see how. Our first strategy is first thing first, use the authentic materials, okay? Don't just rely on textbooks, but you can bring the English songs, the music clips, the real social media posts, or the new articles that align with their interests. This shows them how English is used right now in the real world. The second one is, you have to embrace the task-based materials. Instead of just drilling the grammar, have them use English in simulated real life situations. Maybe just ordering food in restaurant or even simulating a job interview for the senior high, also the vocational high students, or probably planning a trip. This makes learning more powerful and purposeful. And then the third one is probably you can have the highlight feature links. Discuss how English opened the doors to the dream careers, also exciting the travel experiences and connecting the people globally. When they see how and why, I think it will become easier to the students to be motivated and engaged in the EFL classes. And then the next or the second strategies is you can foster a safe and supporting learning environment. I think creating a safe and supportive learning environment is paramount. Fear of making mistakes, it's like a huge demotivator to the EFL learners. Instead of, just doing correction for every errors, every mistakes, just provide the students constructive feedback that focuses on understanding and communication. Let them know what was good, also, and then how to improve, rather than just pointing out the flaws the students made. Um, the next step is you can, encourage the collaborative activities like doing the pairworks or making a small group projects. These ways also can reduce the individual pressure and allow students to practice with the peers, with the group projects in a less intimidating setting. The third one is you can use and always use the positive reinforcement. Try to celebrate even the smallest efforts. A new word used by the student, the question asked, and a hesitant sentence spoken, and knowledge and praise their progress, not just their final perfect output. And the fourth one is I want you to try to cultivate the no judgment zone. Teach them that mistakes are not failures, okay, but essential steps in the learning progress. We all learn by trying and adjusting. And then go to the next slide. We can try the other strategy about how to embrace the variety and the gamification. Uh, Use the interactive games, okay? Everything from simple vocabulary quizzes to elaborate role-playing scenarios can be, you know, can make the learning more dynamic and competitive in a fun way. The second one is you can, integrate technology. There's a wealth of educational apps, also the online platforms, or probably the interactive videos that can make learning more exciting and personalized. Because we all know the students are digital native. So let's meet the student where they are coming from. Okay. Uh, the last step, you can use the debates and discussions approaches. Okay, don't shy away from the debates and the discussions because I believe it can promote the higher order thinking skills and allow students to actively use English to express their opinions. Okay. And then for the next slide, goes to our final strategy. This final strategy focuses on directions and feasible success. Nothing, okay? Nothing fuels motivation like seeing the real progress. Try to help the students set the SMART goals. SMART stands for the specific, the measurable, the achievable, the relevant, and the time bound. For instance, instead of saying I will learn English, come on, saying I will learn 10 new words this week. Okay, I think it is more motivating than saying okay, I will study English today, I will learn English today, and so on. Okay. And then the next one is you can use the visual progress trackers. You can use the charts, you can use the checklist, or even a simple progress bar that visually show how far they've come. Seeing the tangible achievements is incredible powerful. Okay. And uh, let's go to the next slide. Okay. I think we can come to this conclusion. So I will recap that we have discussed four key strategies: how to make the English more relevant, also how to foster a safe and supportive environment, how to embrace variety and fun setting way to study and learn English, and also how to set a clear goals to track the progress. For the students, keep in mind your journey, your passion. So take your ownership, explore what excites you, don't fear mistakes, and celebrate every single step forward. Okay, and for the teachers, parents, also the audience who are watching this online session, please be the guide, the cheerleader. Your role here is in creating, is motivating the environment, and I think it's like an absolute way to do so. Okay, so my final thought, okay, from Jim Rohn. The motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. So let's focus on building those positive habits and keeping the passion for English alive. Last but not least, learning English is not just about acquiring a new language, but also about opening doors to a broader world filled with opportunities and adventures. Thank you for your attention and engagement today. I hope these strategies provide a valuable insights for motivating our EFL students. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning.